what it is on this day now. It's called November the 4th, 2016, calendar of Pope Gregory, they call it. And we understand that our relatives up there in the north at Standing Rock received a delegation of religious leaders, pastors, that walked to the front lines of the blockade that has been perpetrated by the police and global goon squad of the Dakota Access Pipeline on the public thoroughfare there. And what we understand, we've seen initial evidence that they submitted a testimony direct to denounce the doctrine of discovery as the determinant of the relationship between our original nations of the continent of the Great Turtle Island of Yayala and the settler state systems that have been imposed upon the continent since October the 12th, 1492. And in that time period between yesterday, last night, this morning, and this afternoon, we also were revealed to us on the other side that the corporation known as Dakota Access Pipeline has already constructed the drill pad on the jurisdiction of the Army Corps of Engineers, Riverside, to begin the process of putting the pipeline underneath the Missouri River. This is already in place. The pipeline drill pad is already in place on the bank of the Missouri River to push that black snake delivery system under the river. What is not in place is the permit from the Corps of Engineers. What is not in place is the review from the State Department of President Obama as an international issue involving international policies, namely the policies of the U.S. government towards the original nations, the indigenous nations, which was for so many years under the War Department. Now we're back before the War Department, under the Corps of Engineers, but there is no permit from the U.S. Corps of Engineers under the U.S. government for that drilling pad to be in place, yet there it is. So today, this afternoon, we traveled to the office of the Army Corps of Engineers here in Phoenix, Arizona, 3636 North Central, knocked on the door and asked them, where's the permit? There's no permit, they said. We know there's no permit. Do you know there's no permit? There's no permit, they said. We asked them, why then, if there's no permit, why is there a drill pad on Army Corps of Engineers jurisdiction for a drilling operation to put a tube under the Missouri River when there is no permit? What is the answer to that question now, today on November the 4th? What's the answer to that question? The Corps of Engineers personnel in the officers of the City of Phoenix, who represents Nevada and Arizona, for the Corps of Engineers today, November 4th, have no answer to that question. They had no answer. They gave me a phone number. I'm going to call them now. This is supposed to be a number for the officers that the Corps of Engineers has designated to respond to these kinds of issues.
Share your comments and concerns after the tone. Again, thank you for contacting the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Yes, this is a message to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Are you still operating as if you were under the Department of War when you address the issues of indigenous nations and their territorial rights, their human rights, the right of free and prior informed consent? My question to you, to the administrators, to the officers, to the commanders, and to the commander-in-chief is, how is it possible that if there is no permit from your department of the U.S. government for the Dakota Access Pipeline to put their pipeline underneath the Missouri River as of today, November the 4th, 2016, calendar of Pope Gregory, why is the drill pad already in place as of today? This is not acceptable. This is not ethical. This is not government. This is complicity in crime. This is genocide, and it must be brought to an end. War crimes are war crimes, whether they're done in Nazi Germany or whether they're done in North Dakota. They will be prosecuted. Justice must be brought to bear. The evidence is there. There is no permit. I repeat this. There is no permit. I repeat it again. There is no permit. The military, the police, the law enforcement officers under the rule of law should be removing that pad as we speak, and it's not happening from what I know. This is the message to you. We speak to you today. Nekane no toka tupak, Enrique Acosta, Yautashka, Tatakan, Nawakali Skaloteka, from the Nawakali Embassy of Indigenous Peoples with a simple message. The rule of law. We've seen it said, we've heard it spoken. The rule of law requires equality in law. Where is there equality in law if all of the claims of your jurisdiction, of your jurisprudence, stems from the racist, nefarious doctrine of discovery as it has been instituted in the North Dakota territories as a result of the doctrine of manifest destiny and the doctrine of discovery. We speak this to you today, hopefully to take this message to heart and bring it to bear so that justice can be made known, so it can be made evident, and so we can live appropriately. Ayo, this is Tupac, Wewe Koyo. Ayo. So the stories continue. The Army Corps of Engineers in North Dakota has a function. The 7th Cavalry had a function too. So did My Lai, so did the Bay of Pigs, and so on and so on. None of these worked out very well for them who had that mission, for them that had that objective. So what is the objective? The objective is known as full spectrum dominance. The objective is called full spectrum dominance. This is the attempt that is being put in place by the U.S. military apparatus under the guidance of the protocols of the Pentagon to establish full spectrum dominance over the resistance of the indigenous peoples, the rebellion of the constituencies of the people of good conscience who would come to the defense of the sacredness of the spirit of water. And we're saying it again now. World, water, one. The Missouri River, from the flanks of the great Rocky Mountains descending, traveling to its connectivity to the Mississippi, and there on into the great spiral of the Gulf of Mexico, to take its place there again once now, with the great cycle and circle of waters that are continuity and a medium of light. It's not an it. It's not a commodity. It's a she. It's a female. It's the grandmother sea. It's the sky water who befalls upon all of us, all life forms on this planet, which is what the fight is we're about. Water we are, 80%. As much as we are of the earth and the bones of the, such are the stones, sacredly standing as standing rock, we are so much also more carriers of the ability and the responsibility of water to be a medium for the sacredness of the spirit of life, and a medium to communicate the sacredness of the spirit of life. World Water One, Mini Kuchoni, in Atsintli, in Tsenyalitli. What's to be said has been said. What's to be done has to be done. Ayo.